What is going on? We're in the office right now, and there's a couple things. By the way, New York City. That's what it looks like, and this is what I really want to say right now. Is there's a lot of people that I heard this quote a while ago, and I'll start it off with this, and it really stuck with me, and it really resonated with me, and I heard it multiple times from that person. What's going on, Erwin? How we doing? Erwin's been crushing my social post. But I heard this quote, and he said, "Most people are tired, and they're tired, and they don't want to lead. Most people are tired, and they're no. This is the quote. He said, "Most people are tired and scared. They don't want to lead." Okay, so this is the thing. This is what I'm going to tell you right now. Is I just saw a post. I just put something up on Instagram. We just got our magazine. Here we go. What's going on, Chris? And this is what I have to say. Is I was on Instagram and I was scrolling through. It was the first time in probably a week and a half, and this one post, this one person keeps on showing up, and they posted something, and it was more of like don't be judgmental, just like this bullshit post. And you know what I've noticed is that most people actually don't do what they say. Okay, thank you very much, Erwin. Most people don't do what they say. They say, don't be judgmental, or always, be inspirational, always be motivated. Okay, no, okay, don't be. Be educated, okay? Understand why something happens, okay? Don't just say to wake up early or to eat right, okay? Understand why that actually happens. The post yesterday that I put, telomeres, by the way, it's not telomeres, it's telomeres. Telomeres, as they reproduce, get shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. And then when they can't reproduce anymore and they don't have any strands or any information, any gene information to continue on, then you get sick, then you die. And it's the same thing with your mindset. If you are not feeding it, if you are not weeding out, here's the example from today, is that I don't go on YouTube anymore. I have in my bookmarks, I have the calls I'm going to make, and it's bookmarked. So I just open the folder and I just open all those when I come into work. I sit there, I have my oatmeal, and I just listen to brianjohnson.me, or no, it's optimize.me. And it's a philosopher, because when I went on YouTube, I would be on there too long. Okay, what I'm getting at is that there's a lot of people that are talking. There's a lot of people that say things. But the problem is that, oh, I know, I'm halfway through. Actually, you know what? If you want to know something, I'll log onto my computer. And I was actually having lunch. My computer's not going to start up. But this is, that David Goggins, Joe Rogan, perfect example. Okay, so what this person, here you go. There you go. I'm only 15 minutes in, and then I watch it at 2.25, okay? 2.25 speed, because I really want to embrace it. And they said something very interesting as well, as Chris pointed out, is he's not writing books on something that he believes. He's not writing books like a college professor that he learned. He's writing a book on his life, on exactly, and I downloaded the audiobook as well, is that he's writing a book on his life based on the material based on the experience that he put himself through. And it's the same thing. And I'll give you the post. Okay, so this girl posted, she said, "Isn't it terrible that society, blah, blah, blah," and she went into this thing. The reason things are the way they are is because we're human. Her interpretation of something that she likes or doesn't like is her own interpretation. I could show her a picture of my ex-girlfriend, and it's someone that I'm friends with and I feel perfectly fine with. I could show a picture of her ex-boyfriend and say she hates that guy. I don't even know who that is. Do you understand? This is an interpretation. Their number one will be no perfection. Number two is we're human. We have to understand that anything that comes into our life, anything that we do, anything that is, we deserve. We deserve that. So stop being told how to feel. Making sales calls, going to the gym, talking to that person, emailing someone. Stop being told it's hard. Stop being told it's easy. Stop being told this is the way it is, okay? You either do one of two things. You experience it, you learn about it, and take action. That's it, okay? Stop. There's just way too many people that are not actually, number one, doing something, yet writing about it, or people want change, yet they're not doing it. Okay? Stop being told how to feel, how to do something, what to do. Experience it. For me, it was not easy. Okay? I had things about money because of the way that I grew up in my family. I had thinking on the way of what women were like. Okay? Until I said, you know what? These are beautiful creatures. My rejection in high school is not my experience right now. Business. Or money, let's go back to money, is that I looked at money and I said, that's something that I don't really need. Money's not something I need. And then I said, actually, I can do really good with money. Actually, money helps people. Actually, I get stressed if I don't have money. Actually, money helps me expand my business. So money is good, okay? We need to stop posting and or believing things without actually experiencing it or learning more about it. And if you have something about it that may be negative, learn the other side. If you're a Republican, learn about Democrats. If you hate money, learn why money is good. If you are against marriage or against making sales calls or going to the gym, or I said a word, telomeres, yesterday, research it, okay? I think it was Erwin. I don't know. Maybe you're the one that said, "Yeah, I looked it up." Or actually, no. One of my buddies, Paul, looked it up. He goes, "It's fascinating." Okay, stop being told. I could be completely wrong. I'm not wrong. That entire post was from the book. Okay, but stop believing shit without actually looking into the research and or understanding how it feels to you. Okay, and it's going to be hard. It's going to be your ego. So. There really is one thing behind this, which is, I would say life is going faster than you think. Okay, the book name is called The Telomere Effect. Okay, it's not a fun subject. It is not something that you should be reading, but it is fascinating. And there's 3 things about it. Okay, number 1 is there's only 3 ways to actually let's talk about the things that make you age. Okay? The things that make you age are there is no purpose. There is no purpose. You have no purpose. You have no why. You have no reason. There is no reason. George W. Bush or George H.W. Bush passed away. Same year, guess who also passed away? His wife. Earlier, I think. She passed away, right? First. Then he passed away. Do you understand the percentage of how that happens? Or people retire and then right after they pass away. They have nothing to live for. There's no reason, okay? Someone very fascinating said that as he was going up through, he was a very successful actor, I forgot who it was, but he would write his dad every single day because his dad was in the middle of America. He didn't have a wife, and him as a very busy actor said, I couldn't call him every single day, but I wrote him a note every single day, knowing that his day would be walking out to the mailbox, which was at the end of the driveway because he lived in the middle of America, and opening the mailbox, taking out the note. He said that made his day. That made him look forward to it. Then he would call him once a week and say, hey, Dad, we're going to be coming over for your 82nd birthday. Then he would say, hey, Dad, in other words, he was always looking forward to something. Okay? That will age you quicker than anything. I have no reason to be here. Okay? The second thing is not grateful. Is that how you are, you think that not only things are happening to you and not for you, okay, but you're not grateful for where you are. Is that you just say, it's not nihilism, okay, it's more on, first of all, grateful that I'm looking at this phone and you are doing what you're doing. Yeah, Impact Theory 3 weeks ago. Honestly, I haven't watched a lot of YouTube videos, but longevity, there's 2 ways of longevity. The natural way, which is exercise, you eat right, and you get your mindset. That was the entire book of telomeres. Telomeres, they obviously talked about the science. It's very new science, just like neuroplasticity is a very new science that's probably only about 30, 40 years old. And they talk about myelin and obviously the dendrites within your brain and how they can actually expand. They thought it was a fixed mindset. They thought that your brain stopped growing and it started dying at an early age, around 20, 25 years old. So that's a perfect example, is that why did they had that thinking forever until someone said, well, actually, if you continue playing chess or you continue learning an instrument or a new language later in life, why is your myelin, which is this gray area around your brain, why does that continue to grow? Why do the dendrites continue to keep on going? What I've learned, got a video about eat once a day for longevity. Yeah, I think ketones is something that I really want to dive into as well. Instead of going for glucose is more carbs and sugar. And by sugar, I mean fructose. Fructose is obviously from fruit. I have not walnuts, what's the other one? Almonds every single day. So almonds, very good fat for you. Avocado, I have every single day. So that's good for your brain. That's a healthy fat. I also need to add in a little bit more omega-3, which is also good for your heart. It's also good for your brain. Your brain I'm on a keto, it's challenging. Yeah, it is. And I know I already mentioned it, but honestly, I've noticed that your entire life can be boiled down to numbers, okay? The number that you wake up, the time that it takes you to get out of bed, how many times you go to the gym, how many calls you make, how many times you put yourself out there on a fear. And this is actually something that's very interesting. I'm going to talk about it in an entire video. But there's something called, I want to put a name on it. It's known as micro fears. Or I'll think of another word, but this is essentially what it is. And I'm going to do this on the video. So you wake up and you do something small, and you say you wake up, you get right out of bed, you don't snooze your alarm. You get out of bed, you don't check your phone. Your phone's in your gym bag. Your gym bag is already prepped for you to go, obviously, to the gym. You then pile in your dress clothes. You then city bike, or however you get to your gym. I city bike. I've actually never owned a car in my life, though I do have my license. City bike to the gym, say hi to someone at the front desk. Go downstairs, start talking to people within the gym class. Have a great workout. Shower, start talking to a couple other guys in the locker room. Go right into work, have my oatmeal, listen to a little Optimize, blah, blah, blah. You understand, okay? How about the other one? You wake up, you snooze your alarm. Snooze it again. You then take your phone off airplane mode because you said, you know what, I check my phone too much. Okay, great. So you check social media. Then you check your email, you check your text messages. You then go on YouTube. You see that Charles posted a video. You check out that video. You get up. You don't know what you're going to wear because you didn't put it out the night before. Okay? You don't have your gym clothes ready. So then you say, fine. You're starting to lose a little motivation, a little willpower. You go to the gym. You don't say hi to the person at the front desk. Go into gym class. You have an all right workout. Go. Don't talk to anyone in the locker room. Go downstairs. Get your oatmeal like usual. Come up to work. And you go on YouTube instead. That is before 8 o'clock for me. Those minor things that I'm saying yes or no to. And I'm going to come up with a bigger way, because if you take that, it will then influence your sales calls, if you make sales calls, or your business, or your job, or your career, or your workout. And imagine layering that every single day, yet day after day after day after day. So in other words, you want to compliment some guy on, hey dude, great outfit, or great suit, or nice tie, or awesome bag, or I was coming into the subway and this girl was just really put together, and I was like, you look great today. Thank you so much. You made my day. There's a difference if I walked by and didn't say anything. Okay, it's micro fears, micro something. I'll think of a word, or if you guys think of a word, think of a word. If you become cognizant of when you don't do little things, small little things, when you say I should do something or I shouldn't do something. I should be on Instagram, I shouldn't be on Instagram. But if you shut down the Instagram, that's exactly what David Goggins was talking about on a massive level. He said, I don't want to do this, I must do this. Okay, that's on a massive level. Massive level is in ultra marathons. I'm talking about on a smaller level. The smaller level is, I want to say hi, good morning to the person at the gym. Listen, there's a major difference. Long term, here's the best example. Was really good friends with this girl. She was at, she is also in real estate, a little bit older than me. I'm 33, she's probably 38, 39. She was doing very well, very attractive, just couldn't find anyone. So guess what she did? She had a kid. Obviously she wanted to be a mother, and her clock was ticking down. No man, probably surrogate. or whatever that is, where she had inseminated herself, which I'm for. But this is where the decisions came different. Is that what led up to that? Okay, what led up to that? Was it really just the guys? Then she started making a little less money. She moved out to New Jersey instead of Brooklyn, which is Brooklyn more expensive. The amount of money she started making started going down. She didn't take care of her health as much as she could. This is over time. This is only 5 years. Imagine over 50 years. Imagine over 100 years, because we are going to be living that long. So the natural way is your telomeres. The unnatural way, and what people don't fucking understand, is that I feel like I'm addicted to, if you feel like you're addicted to Instagram, you are addicted to Instagram. And I wasn't even addicted to Instagram, but I deleted it anyway. You could still have your account. You could still post on Safari, okay? Your life will get exponentially better, okay? You'll start to understand you don't need anything in that uncomfortable area of the elevator or waiting online at Chopped Salad, which is down there, okay? I used to think I needed that. I don't need it, okay? The problem is, Erwin, and I'm talking to myself, is that Instagram doesn't get me business, okay? Instagram does not get me business. Instagram supports my business, but it doesn't get me my business. It's a utility, just like a phone, just like working out. Working out is a utility right now. I'm just maintaining my figure right now. I understand I'm not going to be getting that much stronger or that much larger. I'm just maintaining something. It's the same thing with Instagram, is that you're maintaining your image. It's not bringing in business. It's not the proactive or the outbound phone calls. It's not the prospecting. It's not the cold calls. It's not the for sale by owners or expireds. And as this market turns, the amount of transactions is going to go down. The commission is going to go down. It's going to be harder and harder and harder to get more deals. It's going to become more ferocious, more competitive, more challenging. I understood that. And I said, I need to cut this off. So instead of complaining, instead of saying, we need to be motivated, I actually took action. Just like this girl before. She's posting. She's like, everyone should, dude, we know who you are. You're not taking action, okay? It's all bullshit, okay? Enough talking about it. Start doing it, okay? And where I'm coming from is straight love, bro. And it's not even to you, I'm talking to myself. Is that the love of, I'm a human being just like you, okay? We need instant gratification. That's how we survived, okay? Until the year 1600, our average age was 30 years old. When our average age is 30 years old, you need instant gratification. I'd be dead. Actually, Jesus died at 33. Bye. Okay, now it's 79. Okay, and those are for people across, I think, America. And it's only probably going to grow. There might be reach a precipice for two reasons. Number one is that if you are dating, this is just really quick going to go into dating, is that they're talking about universal basic income. So they had Peter Diamandis and Erwin Hope's talking about him out of love. Yeah, and the reason I'm saying this is that you have to understand is that when people post, I don't understand why something is, you have to get to the root cause. You have to get to the first principle, which is what I think Socrates or Aristotle talked about. Was it Plato? One of them talked about, obviously thousands of years ago, and Elon Musk made it more popular nowadays, okay? You have to get to the core reason. Why are there no electric cars? Well, it's extremely expensive to produce batteries. It's also very flammable. And there's no way to mass produce batteries, and they're not very efficient. The cells within a battery are not very efficient. So Elon Musk said, okay, we need a very large factory that produces a lot of batteries at a very low cost. And we also have to make it very efficient. There's also really no sexy cars. So guess what he did? He went to the first principles. I went to the first principle. I said, is Instagram bringing in me business? No. Is YouTube bringing me in business? No. Okay, put all those things out. So there's areas of your life that should be changed. But the thing is, it's not overnight. Okay, I'm gonna produce probably tonight or tomorrow night. I don't know, I'm just very fired up. You know, there's just really no one. David Goggins is a great person that just bashes through, but there is no one globally that is really bringing out unique content, going through what most people are going through. I can't relate with a guy like Bob Proctor. I can learn from Bob Proctor, but there's no real relatable person. I think that's why David Goggins is so popular. That's why a person like Jordan Peterson is so popular, Joe Rogan is so popular, is because you can relate to these people. You know, I can't relate to Frederick Eklund or Ryan Serhant or any of these guys. I can't relate to them. I understand what they're going through and everything like that. I can't relate to those people. Tony Robbins, I can't relate to him. Grant Cardone, can't relate to them. You need a person like Charles Botensten, and I'm not just like popping myself up, but someone to actually speak enough of what you want it to be and actually go to how it is. It's really what it comes down to. Stop wishing. It's known as fairy tale thinking. That was me for 23 years of my life. Oh, I wish I grew up in a very wealthy family. I wish all my friends were wealthy. I wish pretty girls would just like me. Okay, why don't pretty girls like you? Well, because you're not on their level, bro. You're dressing like shit, you're overweight, your teeth are yellow, you're not smart, you have no ambition. Okay, let's get started there. Why is there no business coming in? Why can't you start your own business? Why is there no one subscribing to your YouTube channel? Why is the consistency of your business? Why don't you have more money saved up? Why don't you have more? Get to the root, okay? That's really what it comes down to. The first principles, break down the habits, read the book Atomic Habits, get the shit out of your life that you don't need. I literally just downloaded YouTube for this video. That's it. So how'd you fix your teeth? Simple. There's two ways. Number one is I went on. It's probably not the greatest because I forgot what's in there. It's 10% something oxide. I forgot the name of it. And so there's two ways. Number one is light. So it's a blue light. I think it's a blue light. And blue light with the actual gel strips. And I did 15 of those, 20 of those. And I did it once every 2 days, 3 days. And then took it off because obviously that's not good. Hydrogen peroxide? No, it's not peroxide. It might be peroxide. Forgot the name of the chemical, but it's not good. That's why I only did it once. You know, some people, and then here's an example, is that I would always get acne. And I was like, why am I getting acne? So I never actually thought about it, that what happens on the outside of your face, your body, all those moles, those rashes, that dry skin, is not because of the weather and everything else. Maybe a little bit if you're biking outside in 32-degree weather, or you're, doing a lot in New York City and it's very dry. That has a portion to do with it. But it's also, what are you eating? I'd get acne when I have sugar. I'd get acne when I would have a lot of dairy or a lot of cheese. Or I'd be sluggish when I have a lot of bread. Or I'd be, not as clear-headed when I have red wine at night. So I was like, okay, I only drink once a week. I had a date on Tuesday. That was it. Maybe I'll drink tomorrow night. But, right now, get the priority straight. What's your priority? Focus on it. Knock out all the bullshit that's in your life. Understand, okay, I need to weed this away. You can't 100% weed off Instagram, but understand, you know what? I might have an addiction. Or, you know what? I might be on it too much, which was my thinking. You know what, Charles? You're on it too much. You're scrolling. You want to see stories. You're producing stories. You don't need all that. So hopefully this helps. Stop being told what to do. Start learning what to do and start taking action. So the second way you fix your teeth was food. I stopped having coffee. I have it maybe once a week to clear out my system, to be honest. That's really what I use coffee for. Cold brew through a straw, and not regular coffee through a mug, because it gets on your teeth. Red wine as well, beer, sugar, carbs, all fuck up your teeth, because as sugar, it rots them. And carbs also are really bad because on your molars. And so the easiest way for your teeth is to whiten them. If they're fucked up, I can't do anything about that. You have to get braces. People look at your appearance. I have really long hair and a beard right now, okay? I do this towards the end of the year. I feel it's just a masculine thing that I really like. Girls respond to it as well. And to be honest, I don't really give a shit right now. I'm closing 6 deals. That's going to yield a lot of money, and I'm excited about it. But I know that come a little time from now, it's going to be kick-ass time. So have an amazing day. Enjoy your time. It's always good going live with you guys. I know that in 5 years, I hope I don't recognize you guys. I hope you have a ton more money than you do right now, but it starts 1%. It's Slight Edge, it's Mini Habits, it's Atomic Habits, it's the Power of Habit, or the one that Darren Hardy wrote. Forgot his name, or the name of his book. BPI turnover was it was bad. The turnover was that the three people working for me. So I have 5 people licensed for me right now, 2 full-time, 2 part-time. You know, it's just for me, I need to build. I just was not ready. I was not ready. Someone called me today and he said, "Hey, listen, we used to work together at Platinum Properties. Platinum Properties was the first place that I worked at in 2009 to 2011. Probably the most hustling that I've ever been around. That would never happen again. You know, just based on it was we played real hard, real hard. We partied a little too much." But that was the time, you know, 23, 24 years old. We had a ton of money and blah, blah, blah. So this is the thing, is that I did not have the training ready and I was not a good manager. It was not them, it was me. And I'm working on the training manual and the training schedule for new agents. And I noticed that new agents, they have to have an unbelievable way to get involved in that, which is you come in. There's no social media. I'm gonna have it where they put their phones away. They make calls from their computer, and they do it every single day, forever. And it starts with me. I wasn't a good leader. I did not have any training manual. I thought they would do it on their own. I thought they would learn on their own. And I would say, how much money in deals you get? I would have to look that up. I should know. That would be really good. I would say, not really intrusive. I would say it was my best year. I had, how many listings did I have? 21 listings? I would say, I don't know how much income I made. Definitely the most I've ever made. Definitely the most I ever made. I'll probably make by the end of the year, probably 70 grand by the end of the year, from now until the end of the year. 37,000 is one closing, and then the other one is 20,000, so that's 57. Another commission check, 55, probably 60 to 65,000. That's going to go towards probably marketing and saving the money for when I hire people. That's really what it's going to go for. You know, I honestly, whether I make 200,000 or 300,000, you know, I look at it how much my business has actually grown, because as I make more money, I start spending more money. And I probably made, I don't know, 225, I want to say. I wanted to say probably, maybe, I don't know, maybe call it 200. We'll call it 200, probably. I actually should look at it, because as I make more money, I start spending more, which is not good. So in other words, you have the guys like Kurt Schilling, you know, probably, and that's the thing, is that I know I am worth more. You know, that's the thing, is that I've probably built up $500,000 habits, but I'm not utilizing my full potential. That is what makes me question things. I was going to say insecure, that's a bad word. I would say it makes me question things. You know, you wake up and you're like, why are you not pushing harder? Why do you not have a bigger company? I know there's going to be an exponential growth and the foundation has been built, but maybe I'm mad at the girl who posts about it but is not living it, because I'm not living to my full potential. And as Ed Millett said, you want to go to the pearly gates and have the person you should be and the person you are. So that's 10 million. 12 million, man, that sounds like I should have done more then. Maybe I did do more. I'll actually look at the records. Yeah, I definitely did more than 12 million. The goal was the goal 12 million? The goal, I've noticed, for me, needs to be, so you have lagging indicators, which is how much you do in sales, but then you have forward-thinking indicators, which is how many calls you make. So I'm focusing more on calls, which is right there. You know, so that's how many days in November, and that's how many calls a day. So that's 90 calls right there, and 95 calls right there. So in December, it was 90 calls, which I mark off right up there. So that's the biggest thing for me, is that it's lagging and leading indicator. That's what it's called. So you need to have a leading indicator. A leading indicator is what is happening in the future. In the past, it's, okay, what do people think of your experience? What do people, how much business did you do? So it's all about calls. Yeah, I'll take days off in Christmas. probably that week of Christmas. Because honestly, for me, there's a great post. Highly recommend you check it out. It's a blog that actually Elon Musk has brought up. I have the PDF. I actually paid for the PDF, and there's something on there, and it's called. I'll bring it up right now. It's fuck. What's the name of it? I actually have the PDF. So the PDF pretty much talks about how much time you don't have with the people that you care about most. And it is frightening. So let me bring this up. Let's see if I have it. So in other words, with my parents, I probably only have about 50 days left. It's known as the tail end. Tim Urban, look this up. So it talks about, here's a 90-year human life, 90-year human in months, and then in weeks, and then in days. And then they talk about, so I'm 34, super optimistic, so I'll have a little over 60 winters left. Imagine that. Imagine being in your 60s and you only have about maybe 10, 15 winters left. So I think about it in time, all right? And I'm putting my parents first. My dad's older, he's starting to lose his memory. My mom, she's awesome, but they start going. So you want to spend time with the people you know and love, and then obviously you want to take care of your health. So when you find someone else is not taking care of you. My mom is just over 60 years. Yeah, exactly. When I get too busy, I'm worried about that. It's tough, man. It's tough. I was thinking about that, the same thing. Like, if I get so busy, am I going to spend so much time with them? Honestly, it's what's life about? What's your priority in life? Is it leaving a legacy, which is mine? And I tell my parents all the time, I'm like, you guys blessed me so much that I want to leave it to other people. I honestly feel that I am special in the case that I don't care about money as much as I should, because I know it's going to come in ridiculous quantities in 10 years. I just want to have the foundation that when it comes, I'm going to be stable enough to handle it. It's really what it comes down to. I'm going to be stable enough to actually be able to not be an overnight success, a childhood star or something like that. They come up and then they leave. There's a lot of people out there. There's not a lot of people like Will Smith or The Rock or something like that can sustain a career and make tons of money consistently. So I'm going to hop out. That was a long live. But if you guys have any questions, leave in the comments below. I'm going to be talking about, I don't know what I'm going to be talking about. So this is how I actually do my content right there. And then that's the camera I look into. And then you have these lights right here. Look at all those lights. And then the green screen behind me. So when I'm talking, you know what it looks like. All right, guys, have an amazing day. Talk to you guys soon.